all dressed up. Good morning, Gate City. Good morning. Good morning. All right, now there's a greeting. Lots of smiling faces. So I know the big news this week, off of one of the president's tweets. Have y'all all figured out how to pronounce Covfefe yet? Nobody? You guys all know this story? Yeah. So a couple of nights ago, the president was sent out a tweet at 12:06 a.m. and it ended with the word Covfefe. So there was a big debate yesterday as to number one, what it meant, and number two, how to pronounce it. So Chip, where we come down?
Children of Vietnam forever, forever.
That's what it was. It's children of Vietnam. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys figure it out, email me and let me know what Covfefe means. All right. So I think Jim, you've got invocation this morning.
Yes, I do. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Please bow your heads. We are thankful for this day that you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, its challenges. May we appreciate and use each day that comes to us. We pray for strength and guidance each day as it comes, for each day's duties, for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we be assured of your presence with us. Amen. Amen. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all the things we think, say, and do,
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
my Rotary moment is coming up next week. I go to Atlanta conference. Who else is going?
A couple of them.
Mike Conrad.
Are you going to Atlanta?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, good.
Got a few. You that'll be there. All right. Steve, where are you at? You move every week. Look at it. Look all over the room. Where is he? All right, who's here?
I have to amuse myself. Visiting from airport is John Murray. And from Summit, Deborah Friedman. And Chris Jackson is joining us once again. Guest to Bobby.
All right. Welcome back, Chris. His last day of employment here at Henry was last night, right? I let him off early at 9 o'clock. He's starting a new career in real estate, but he's interested in Gate City as well.
Great. All right. Good. We'll introduce our guest speaker a little bit later. So, Dale, I saw you earlier this morning. Anybody get any orders?
Next week I'll be older. Member anniversaries. Mike Allen will celebrate on June the 1st today, 23 years in Rotary.
Wow.
On June 2nd, Michael Hunt will celebrate his first anniversary.
Right.
And on the 5th of June, Charles Langdon will celebrate his 20th anniversary.
All right.
Wedding anniversaries, James and Teresa Edwards on June the 5th will celebrate 35 years in marriage. And that's it.
All right. Thank you. All right, so before we move on to the feud, I caught a glimpse this morning of something. Mike, you got to come up here, man. Come here. You got to come up to the front. All right, now, if anybody else has an entry into the sock challenge, come on forward. These cannot just be raised up.
These are.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
All right.
Another Memorial Day. All right, you got an answer?
Avocado
Otto.
Hey, that might have won on Cinco de Mayo, but not on Memorial. Anybody else got an answer? Is it? All right, those two guys win. All right, Conrad, you missed it over a couple of weeks.
I missed
It's
it.
time to play the feud. Lisa Simpson's not making eye contact, so we're coming over here. Yep. All right, well, talk amongst yourselves for a second. We got the Simpson family over there. You guys decided what you're going to play. Oh, what do you got?
Monopoly sucks.
I don't know. That's a good answer. That is a good answer. All right, so the Hoffman family. The Hoffman family over here. All right, we got the Simpson family versus the Hoffman family. Simpson family, you gonna play or pass?
We're playing.
We're playing.
You're playing?
Oh, yeah.
You sure about that? I told you, kid gloves are off. There's no easy questions the rest of the year. All right. Top 7 answers are on the board. Top 7 answers are on the board. 7 answers. Name a garment you'd probably find in the dressing room for a pro wrestling event.
Oh my goodness.
A garment you'd find in the dressing room for a pro wrestling event. Top 7 answers on the board. Now remember, this is 100 people survey, so you got to guess what 100 people want to say. What you got in there?
I don't know what you call that. Whatever that,
Trophy belt.
The
whatever.
what? You got to call it, son.
Is it
A protector.
Something.
All right.
Athletic support.
We're gonna go with athletic support. You already got 1 strike.
You would come up with that. Wrestling boots.
All right, we'll look for the old boots. Boots. All right, you got 2 strikes.
They wear those a mask.
All right, we're gonna go for the low-hanging fruit. The shorts. Ding, ding, ding. What's your answer? All right, you got 6 answers left on the board. You only got 1 strike, Simpson family. All right, you got the wristband to go along with the boots and the athletic support and the 3rd strike. All right, Hoffman family, you got a chance to steal. There's 6 answers left on the board.
Oh, yeah.
What's going with? They're going with the road. Ding, 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 ding. All right, Hoffman family wins it.
We're talking about like,
I'll give it to you. Actually,
we're like,
it sounds like the Hoffman family was pretty dialed in.
the fake us.
All right, so number one answer was tights. You got the wrestling tights. You got the mask. You got the robe. You got the belt. Of course, the belt. You've got the cape, and then the leotard.
There you go.
Going on to
What's the difference between tights
Yeah, the leotard's the full. That's the big one. All right.
Chris, thank you for the challenge.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, let's move on to announcements. I know everybody wants to hear from Chip Vail. Chip, what you got for us today?
I'm still recovering from the wrestling. Did I tell you my story about Andre the Giant? This is a true story. and we probably don't have time for it here, so I'll
Go ahead.
catch me later. Our speaker today, Debbie may even remember, this story goes back 30 years, but I don't Good morning. Okay, we'll talk. And Wahoo McDaniel, did anybody remember Wahoo McDaniel? And Jimmy Snuka. Okay, we won't talk about wrestling right now. But I do have some news, and I want to just thank you guys again, you and your sponsors, for a fantastic fundraiser and for your support. It was just, and in true Gate City Rotary fashion, we started out quietly, ended with a bang. It was a fabulous last 2 weeks. You guys really brought it home. Some of you sandbagged. You're scaring me there at the 11th hour, but thank you for bringing it home. We had over 840 people came to the turnstiles. We had a net from the fundraiser of $36,500. We had nearly 50 sponsorships this year. Yeah, just about 50 sponsorships. That was fantastic. An awesome effort. Sales leaders, Lisa Simpson, you were one of our ticket sales leaders. Judy Brumley, my goodness, the guys, they cleaned up lots. The ladies really did a great job selling the tickets. You all were fantastic. I wanted to, again, James Edwards, probably on his way up to Boone. I wanted to thank him again. He built a monster spreadsheet. You all have no idea how much work he put in behind the scenes to keep track of things, income, expenses, and who sold what. It was a fabulous effort. I appreciate that so much. And you know, I want to thank also Wayne did the, Wayne, where are you? Wayne Abraham, he was working Facebook for us. You know, we had some headwinds there at the end with the speaker, the lead singer that had to was exited from the band in the last couple weeks and the weather. But Wayne kept it top of mind with some vigorous Facebook activity. So Wayne, thank you for doing that. I so appreciate that. And everyone else that put it on their Facebook feeds and Twitter and social media. Anyway, Hayes in the Barn, you guys did a fabulous job. We've got a whole year's worth of programs to look forward to, and not a single announcement about the fundraiser.
Let's give him a big hand. And after, just to reiterate, I know it's a broken record, but that fundraiser is the one thing Gate City does every year to raise money to support all the programs. That drives our great speakers. We're going to hear from, one of our speakers a little bit later today that is the recipient of, the past president's grant money. It of course drives things like, our scholarship. The immediate scholarships that we give every year, as well as the the long-term scholarship that we're working on to support a worthy student through 4 years, as well as all the district level work that's done. So it's an absolutely integral part of what Gate City Rotary does. It's a huge amount of stress, and I know Chip would never say that himself, but it is, and for any of the members in this club to tackle that job, from a leadership position, kudos to you and anybody else that's tackled that. It is not. It's not an impossible task, and he had the support of the club. And that's borne out by the numbers. So I would highly encourage anybody that's so inclined to talk about getting in line to do that and support the club in that way. And thanks to everybody that sold tickets, sponsored, and all that. It's something Gate City will reap the rewards for many years to come. So job well done. Dale, you want to give us, I know you sent out an email, you want to give us a real quick update on what Camp Carefree looks like?
Well, it looks a lot better than when we started. We did get our shed in, we got it painted, got a ramp built, and ordered some parts, and we've got the flotilla all back to 100%. They had about 4.5 boats, they got 5 now, and all the hell's in the play, and parts, and so forth and so on, so it's looking good. All right, appreciate everybody's help. We got one more trash pickup to do in June. I have one more that Matt gets to do. And I'll send out some on that next couple of weeks.
Do you have a target date on that, or are you just going to look at the calendar?
Probably, not this weekend, but the following.
All right, very good. All right, so look for the announcement on that. I know, Guy, you want to say anything about the changing of the guard?
Sure. I sent out a link again last week. I'm going to send it again. I'll probably send it 10 more times. We've got 45 people signed up. Of the 75 I sent out, 25 people have responded, so 50 people have not. Please respond yes or no, one or the other. It's real easy. Click on the link, pick one. You'll be seeing it again.
And guys, this is our meeting for that week. There will be no meeting here at the O. Henry that Thursday, so that is the meeting for the week.
People that don't read the email, it's June 22nd at Star Mount. We're going to start at 6:30. We'll have cocktails. Very nice entrees. Everybody who knows Brad over there, the chef, he does a great job. So it's going to be a real good meal. $40 a person.
Menu looks amazing, and I know that there's going to be a couple of people from the district there as well. So let's have a good show and get out there and support Ralph and the new board. That's
Oh, I haven't decided if I'm.
Oh yeah, God, did Ralph sign up?
It'll be a short meeting if you don't decide.
All right, and you were next, actually. Yep.
Speaking of signing up for events, unfortunately, we haven't had enough people to sign up for our Sip and Wine event for women, trying to recruit in new members for the club, and because of that, we're going to have to pull the event. Instead of that, Lisa and I decided that we're just going to have like a wine event, invite the people that did sign up to come out and have a glass of wine. We do have 2 strong perspectives for the club, so that's the positive in the event. And I want to chime in a little bit with Guy, not shaming anyone here, but when you're asked, please at least respond back yes or no or thank you or something, because you can ask 10 million times and you get no response. It's kind of like hitting your head against the wall a little bit. But anyway, we don't feel like we have failed on this event at all. Maybe we'll do it again in the fall, and we'll go to the other clubs in the area and see if we can get them to join in with us. So let me give it another try in a little bit. So thank you.
Judy, again, when is the event?
We're not.
I know, but aren't you doing the wine thing?
It would have been Monday.
Okay.
It's coming Monday.
They're going to reschedule.
Okay.
We're going to have wine at 16:18 instead
On Monday.
on Monday, so if anyone wants to join us.
The man can come to that.
I'll send another email out anyway. But thank
Well, that
you.
is awkward.
All right, so regardless of signups, the takeaway is that wine will be consumed on Monday. All right.
Come back there.
Yeah. All right, so, and again, no meeting on July 6th, so for planning purposes, make sure you don't show up here on July 6th, there won't be anybody here. And then for programming, Chip and Ralph, you guys make sure the O. Henry knows that nobody's going to be here for changing of the garden on July 6th. You guys know that, right?
July, that'd be Chip.
Chip.
There's Tony right there.
About my board, if you didn't all remember or know, I'll send an email out, but June 6th, next Tuesday, at Chris's office, will be our first co-meeting with the current board.
And Ralph, don't forget your president's meeting tomorrow, bright and early. All right, so and the last announcement, district installation, June 24th. I know sign-ups have gone out for that. Those will go out again, and I think, are you going to that, or?
I probably, yeah.
You're
It's
gonna try
not
to
a
go.
requirement for us to
go,
but I'd like.
And I know Mike,
if somebody'd
you're
like to
gonna
go with me, I'll probably just go there by myself.
All right, very good. All right, any other announcements? It's about that time. Buster is actually out of town getting some new material after a very weak showing over the last couple of
I
weeks.
just got a picture from Buster at the beach drinking coffee.
Very good, very good. All right, so Bobby's got to have
Happy dog! Chris, by the way, Mike Conrad thinks wrestling is real, so
It is.
don't make fun of wrestling. All right, man on demand.
I got one.
All right.
All right. I think a lot of you know that Marianne and I had this incredible experience to be RI President John German, Judy's representative at a district conference in Southern California. Beautiful, beautiful area, includes Palm Springs, Indian Wells. Great district. They really treated us nicely. A district, that, by the way, that is growing membership. They have 242 net new members in the last 4 years. So it's an anomaly to what's going on in North America, but just a wonderful event for us, and can't say more about what we do in Rotary, because they have like 20, they have 16 global grants that they support, and 13 that are in some process of being started. So they are incredibly active. They've invited us to come out. They are involved in the float, Rotary float for New Year's in Pasadena. So they've invited us to come out and walk with them during the parade. So it's it's a cool thing to do. So just a great opportunity to be a Rotarian.
Right, socks, mine.
Huh?
You walk in the parade, I guess.
Probably.
Those of y'all that know us, Matthew and I are thick as thieves, but he won't say it, but he passed his appraiser and licensure exam yesterday. I passed my estate planning specialist exam, and I'm joining the Virginia Bar. I'm not moving. We do enough. We have enough contacts over the border to do some work there. So Richmond, next Tuesday, I'll be getting sworn in. So conference, call me in.
Yeah, I'll have to owe you $1. But a neighbor of mine sent me this flyer next door. I know Young Life has been a recipient of one of our grants. I think we've got members here that are active in Young Life. They're holding a pancake breakfast fundraiser this Saturday at Kickback Jack's from 8 till 10. $7 for pancakes, or whatever, how much more you want to pay. So if you want to get some good pancakes and serve a good cause, come on out and join us.
Dr. Guy.
Since I paid for gems, I'll take one too. Cooper did my office floor. He said something about it. It was, just so y'all know, it's 25 rooms, like 6,000 square feet, and he did it without us missing a day of work. So, and we're open 5 days a week. So he did a great job.
I've got two. The first one, MDA. I was absolutely blown away by what you guys did for MDA. I did this 2 years ago, skipped last year, and I said, all right, I'll do it again this year. So they tacked on a goal of $2,000 for me. Rough estimate, you guys contributed about 60%, 65% of all that. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I was really, and I hope you like my comments. When Lisa sent it in, I said, all right, so what am I going to say? I got to say something. I'm sitting here and my desk going, splash. Let's see where that goes. So then I said, pool theme, right? So every time somebody made a contribution, cannonball or whatever, I put it in there. So I really appreciate that, and I had a lot of fun doing it. The second dollar is about the golf tournament. I wasn't here last week. Guy and I played a twosome instead of a foursome, so we had the privilege of being able to hit the ball twice. This is cool because don't we feel good because we wanted to see if we could hit a better shot, right? So we get to the 12th hole, and Guy says, yeah, we got 6 more holes, and I just went, I'm really tired. I realized I just played 24 holes of golf. But we had a good time.
I would have been out of balls probably.
Chip.
You know, I'm just so thankful that Walt is going to succeed me in the fundraiser next year. I appreciate it, man.
Did that dollar come out of the pot?
I was told visitors can join in the happy.
Absolutely.
So congratulations on your fundraiser. I learned one thing about your fundraiser. Does Chip know that the internet and videos are permanent? I'm staying away from that. Great to hear about your fundraiser. Airport Rotary does our big fundraiser in September, and because it's so easy to put on a fundraiser, we decided to do a second one. 2 weeks from tomorrow, we're doing a sporting clay shoot for charity. We're going to support, we lost Bell House as our main charity that we sponsored, so we picked 3 that we're going to sponsor, but one of those is going to be the recipient of all the net proceeds for, and that will be Service Center. And you're probably familiar with them. They do a lot of work with homeless veterans. So we're excited about that. So 2 weeks from today, out at beautiful Beaver Pond Sporting Club. I know Chip's been there, Kelly's been there, I don't know if you've been out there, several of y'all have been out there. We're going to do two things you can do. You can get a team, or you can shoot as an individual. We don't have a lot of team spots left, so please, put a team in. It's a lot of fun. And then you can also shoot as an individual. We're going to have a competition from there. So if I could just leave a few things on the tables. And I don't know if this logo will be able to be used after July 1st of this year. It might violate some
Sporting clays, that's pottery.
Yeah, right.
Forgiveness is always easier than permission.
Always enjoy coming back to your club and great job on the fundraiser. Thank you.
All right. Any more? Well, I don't know if I told Steve. I don't know if I told this Grandpappy or not, but he took. Did bear with me, but if not, Grandpappy took little grandson to the mall the other day. They got separated. Little grandson's running around. Mall security found him and says, "Young man, are you here with anybody?" He says, "I'm here with my Grandpappy." He said, "Well, what's your Grandpappy like?" He said, "He likes blonde-haired, good-looking women, single malt scotch, red steaks, wine, football, and Cuban cigars."
Are you going to be on vacation next week, Bobby? All right, Mark, you're going to introduce our guest.
Good morning. Some of you may remember Debbie's been here before, but this is Debbie Childers, and I've known her and her husband Mark for about 5 years now, I think. And our kids go to school together, and we go to church together, and she makes us feel better about having 4 kids and the possibility of surviving that. So that's been a real inspiration for us. She's also done a remarkable job taking a singular event, and if you think the fundraiser is fun, she's had to develop an entire team to work all year, and it is an all-year job now to do the Dare to Share event, even though it looks like a one-day event. So, but she's done a fantastic job. It gets better and bigger every year, and she's back to give us a little update about that. Come on up, Debbie.
Well, thank you so much for having me back. I just have to say I'm inspired just listening to announcements and realizing the reach and the impact you're having in the community. It's just very touching. And also, it makes me very grateful for how you have folded Dare to Share into your contributions. So thank you very much. I came a year ago and presented to you about Dare to Share, and some of you were here. I recognize you. Let me just give you a quick review. Dare to Share is a winter clothing giveaway that was started in 2012, and it is intended specifically to bless refugees and homeless. And we did that because those are really 2 of the most vulnerable populations in Greensboro. And then we really started asking, how can we care for our neighbors? And so refugees and homeless are particularly in need. We have 2 refugee resettlement organizations in the Triad area, World Relief and High Point, and Church World Services in Greensboro. And they bring a lot of refugees. And many of these refugees come from kind of the 1040 window along the equator, and they haven't experienced a winter before. So when they come in April, May, June, July, they have no concept of what winter will be like. So we just felt like providing them with winter clothes is really important. And then of course for our homeless neighbors, everything that they have, they carry around. So at the end of each season, they basically have to dump their clothes and they have to replenish. So every year they need a new winter coat. So last year, when I spoke, you all did a clothing drive in September, and Chip was great about collecting those clothes and meeting me, and passing those off to me. And I wish I had a scale to weigh how many clothes you donated. But it was big, and among those donations were 47 winter coats. So I just want to thank you, Gate City Rotary, for how you participated last year. And you were part of a larger community outpouring in which there were clothes collected and given to 850 individuals, homeless and refugees. The refugees were from 30 countries, and over 1,000 coats were given away. So last year was really successful. Dare to Share happens the last weekend in October, and I'd just like to tell you a couple highlights from last year that kind of show our core values. I mean, one thing, as I was sitting here, I realized I'm so inspired by community initiatives. I think it's real easy to wait for the government to do things, and I just love people looking at problems and saying, what can we do? And so Dare to Share is very much a homegrown program, and it has had widespread community support. We're always looking to see how can we broaden our donation base. I mean, winter clothes. Not all of us replenish our winter clothes wardrobe every year, so we constantly are having to generate donations. And then the other thing we're having to do is we're trying to figure out how can we improve the service, the shopping experience, because we really are not running a factory line for people to come and get winter clothes. What we're really trying to do is create an event that is a huge gesture of kindness that treats refugees and homeless as honored guests, where they receive breakfast, they have a lot of help in shopping, people will watch their kids. It's really an experience of kindness that we hope will help them assimilate into our community better. So last year, one of the things we did differently is we met with a couple, we met with World Relief and with Church World Services, and they told us that their very newest refugees, the ones that have been here for only 3 months, a lot of times they're disadvantaged in even getting to Dare to Share. They don't know the bus system yet, their language barriers are huge, some of them have very large families, and so we decided to partner with these agencies, and the day before Dare to Share, they brought about 200 of their newest refugees. They brought their own staff interpreters, and then we provided a huge blitz of volunteers. And so these refugees really got one-on-one help shopping. And one of the things that was beautiful is a lot of our volunteers were high school students. And so I love building cultural bridges across cultural differences and socioeconomic differences. And I love when our young people can see the difference that they can make. And so these kids really got up close. There was one man from Myanmar who was maybe 4 or 5. And he came with all of his papers to show us that he had 10 children and a wife at home. And I just love, there were about 6 teenagers that took the sizes and the papers, and they just went all over the shopping floor, grabbing clothes, bringing them to him, is this okay? And so it was a very, very personal experience that blessed him, and I think blessed the teenagers. So another highlight is we really try to empower people. So we have returning guests. You know, those newest refugees, they are the most in need, but we have people that will come back year after year, and so we invite them to come and help us sort clothes. And one night we had an ESL class that came, and there were 30 people from Myanmar and Bhutan and Nepal. And so we just love, and we've had homeless individuals that will come and they'll help sort clothes, and in return they get to shop early. And then I kind of touched on this before, but I love spreading this vision for community involvement and philanthropy. And Dare to Share, the week before Dare to Share, we have to basically turn a church into a shopping floor. So we have to bring all these clothes out, we have to put up hangers, and we have to sort things. It takes a massive amount of people. And so one of the things I love is seeing young children come and sort clothes. They can do that. And then teenagers. We've had a lot of teenagers from Western, from Northern, from Caldwell Academy, and they have really, every year, they come back and they bring their friends. And one of the great ironies is this year, one of the groups of teenagers that came had 5 Chinese exchange students. So here they were participating, and it blew their mind. Like, we don't know these people, and we're providing clothes for them. It had a huge impact on them. And then a final highlight, and this is something we're trying to develop a little bit more, is corporate philanthropy. We had one business that made a financial donation, and then they sent their accounting department to sort clothes one morning. And those 7 women, oh my goodness, they were amazing. And so I just loved that idea of them coming to see their money at work, basically, and what it looked like. And I think they were very empowered. So these are just a couple of pictures. It's hard, I can't do the real close-up facial without permission, but this shows over here on the left is people lining up outside. People were lining up at 5 in the morning. The doors open at 7:30. So there's a lot of interest. Down here shows people shopping, and then this kind of gives you an idea of the clothing racks. Okay, these are people lined up along Church Street, up here on the left. And then the 2 pictures at the right, we kind of bring them into a hospitality area, and we have a lot of businesses that will donate, grocery stores and restaurants that will donate food. So we kind of serve them a small meal before they go and they shop. So this year, our event is on Saturday, October 28th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I just want to lastly share with you some of the needs. I mentioned that we're always trying to broaden our donation base. So if you work for a company that would be willing to do a clothing drive, we have boxes and we have posters, and we are very willing to come and set you up and then pick up your donations. If you personally are going to clean out your closets this summer, I would be glad to come, or actually somebody on our team will come and pick up those donations. I've actually got several posters up here that talk about the ways you can participate, and then I've got my business card, and you can reach out to me personally, and I'm happy to get somebody to come and pick up donations. The week before is going to be kind of the sorting week. So Monday through Friday, we will need people to sort clothes and hang them and organize the shopping floor. So if you want to participate in that, you would be welcome to do that. And this is what I have. I actually have posters up here if you want to take one of these. And this brings me to a recent event. On Sunday, I received a check from Gate City Rotary for $900 for coats. And right now, we are raising donations for coats. Approximately every $10 that we get will buy a coat. So your donation of $900 should be able to buy 90 coats. So thank you so much. That's almost a tenth of our goal of 1,000 coats. So if your company would like to participate, you can let me know if you want to host a donation box or volunteer your time. And because of your excellent questions last year when I spoke, we decided to create an online giving. And so there's some information at the bottom, and all your gifts, our sponsoring organization is a church, and all your gifts are tax deductible, and I can give you forms for that. So I think that's it. I just want to say thank you so much. I am really grateful for your generosity.
So Debbie, you're taking more than just coats this year.
Yeah, we do winter clothes. We also do shoes, like Fleet Feet has been one of our big suppliers of shoes, but we really needed shoes last year. And then we need clothes for women, men, and children. It seems like there is always more of a demand for men's clothes than we have. So there's a particular need there. And then for homeless, we also collect blankets and sleeping bags and backpacks. And we collect books for children. We collect a lot. So, do you have any other questions? Okay, well, I've got some cards and posters up here, and I'll be available to answer any questions afterwards. Thank you so much.
All right, well done. Thank you very much for what you're doing for the community, and glad we're able to help. We've got one more duty for you, if you don't mind terribly. Pick our winning raffle ticket, and we'll just read the last 3.
346.
346, Lisa Simpson.